Hi guys, welcome back. I've got some really cool stuff to share with you this week. Sora has a lot of great books that are new to their site, including a bunch of audiobooks. So if you're someone who likes to listen to books being read more than you like reading, there are some really good choices for you up on Sora right now. And the first book I'm going to share with you is actually an audiobook. However, I read it earlier this year, so I had it on my shelf, and it is called The Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus by Dusti Bowling. And here's the synopsis. Avon Green didn't lose her arms in an alligator wrestling match or in a wildfire in Tanzania. That's just what she tells people when she gets looks. The truth is, Avon was born without arms, but at age 13, that hasn't stopped her from doing almost anything. And then her parents take a job running Stagecoach Pass, a rundown Western theme park in Arizona. And Avon has to leave everything she knows behind. Avon struggles to make friends at her new school, where kids can't seem to see past her missing arms. But her life takes another unexpected turn when she meets Connor, a classmate who also feels isolated because of his own disability. Together, they discover an old storage shed at the park that holds bigger secrets than Avon could ever imagine. It's hard to solve a mystery, help a friend, and face your own fears. But Avon's about to find out what she's capable of and how far from insignificant she is. So again, this one has a little bit of everything. It's definitely a mystery. There's a lot of really funny stuff in it. And there's a lot of twists and turns, and it keeps you guessing the whole time. And this one, again, is an audiobook. So if you like to listen to books, this is a great one. The next book I'm going to share is the first book in a series by Jen Calonita. And it is called Flunked, and it's part of the Fairy Tale Reform School series. And this one's just an ebook, so it's not an audiobook. And here's the synopsis. Would you send a villain to do a hero's job? An exciting new twisted fairy tale from the award-winning author of the Secrets of My Hollywood Life series. Gilly wouldn't call herself wicked. Exactly. But when you have 5 little brothers and sisters and live in a rundown boot, you have to get creative to make ends meet. Gilly's a pretty good thief, if she does say so herself. Until that is, she gets caught. Gilly's sentenced to 3 months at Fairy Tale Reform School, where all of the teachers are former, super scary villains, like the big bad wolf, the evil queen, Cinderella's wicked stepmother. Harsh. But when she meets fellow students Jax and Kayla, she learns there's more to this school than its heroic mission. There's a battle brewing, and Gilly has to wonder just how good these bad guys really are. Fans of Ella Enchanted, Shrek, and Disney's Descendants will love exploring the magical, mixed-up world of the Fairy Tale Reform School, where the villains are the teachers. The second book in this series is called Charmed, and you also will have access to that. But this is the first book. If you like fairy tales, if you like retellings, especially of fairy tales, where it's characters we know, it's plots that we know, but it's a whole new story, then Flunked is a good one for you to grab. The next book is another one I have on my shelf. It's from one of my absolute favorite authors, Maurene Goo. Unfortunately, my book does not have a cover on it because we all know I take all the covers off immediately. But this is what the cover looks like. And this book is called The Way You Make Me Feel. So it's a little bit of a romance, but it's a really funny book too. Here's the synopsis. From the author of I Believe in a Thing Called Love, a laugh out loud story of love, new friendships, and one unique food truck. Clara Shin lives for pranks and disruption. When she takes one joke too far, her dad sentences her to a summer working on his food truck, the Cobra, alongside her uptight classmate, Rose Carver. Not the carefree summer Clara had imagined. But maybe Rose isn't so bad. Maybe the boy named Hamlet, yes, Hamlet, crushing on her is pretty cute. Maybe Clara actually feels invested in her dad's business. What if taking the summer seriously means that Clara has to leave her old self behind? With Maurene Goo's signature warmth and humor, The Way You Make Me Feel is a relatable story of falling in love and finding yourself in the places you never thought to look. So again, this is a bit of a romance, but it is really, really funny. Maurene Goo is a great author. All of her books are fabulous. I hope you guys pick this one up. The next book is called The Dirt Diary, and I am most likely going to absolutely butcher this author's last name. I apologize deeply, but it is called The Dirt Diary. Here's the cover, and it is by Anna Staniszewski. I think I got that right. And here's the synopsis of this one. Wanted, made for the most popular kids in the 8th grade. Cleaning up after the in crowd gets Rachel all the best dirt. Rachel can't believe she has to give up her Saturdays to scrubbing other people's toilets. So gross. But she kinda, sorta, stole $287.22 from her college fund, and she has to pay it back ASAP or her mom will ground her for life. Which is even worse than working for her mom's new cleaning business. Maybe. After all, becoming a maid is definitely not going to help her already loserish reputation. But Rachel picks up more than smelly socks at her job. As maid to some of the most popular kids in school, Rachel suddenly has all the dirt on the 8th grade in crowd. Her formerly boring diary is now filled with juicy secrets. And when her crush offers to pay her to spy on his girlfriend, Rachel has to decide if she's willing to get her hands dirty. So again, this book is called The Dirt Diary. It's a really funny book, but it also really looks at how far we're willing to go, who we are. It's definitely a coming of age story. So that's another really good one to pick up. The last book I'm going to share is called The Mighty Odds, and it's by Amy Ignatow. Here's the cover. And each week I've been sharing a graphic novel, and this one isn't quite a graphic novel, but it's not a straight novel either. There's a lot of artwork in it. There's a lot of cartoons in it. It's definitely a great mix of a traditional novel and a graphic novel. So if you've been liking the graphic novels, this is definitely one to get. If you like superhero stories, this is the one to get. But here's the synopsis. When a sweet nerd, an artsy cartoonist, a social outcast, and the most popular girl in school are involved in a mysterious bus accident, this seemingly random group of kids starts to notice some very strange abilities they just didn't have before. Artsy Martina can change her eye color. Nerdy Nick can teleport 4 inches to the left. Outcast Farshad develops super strength, but only in his thumbs. And Cookie, the it girl of the school's most popular clique, has suddenly developed the ability to read minds, but only when those minds are thinking about directions. They are oddly mighty, especially together. This group, who would never hang out under normal circumstances, must now combine all of their strengths to figure out what happened during the bus accident, with alternating narratives from each hero, including illustrated pieces from Martina. So this story, again, is a little bit of everything. It's definitely a mix of mystery as they try and figure out what happened and how they got these superpowers. It's a little bit sci-fi, a little bit fantasy. It's definitely funny. I personally really like this kind of twist of the idea of having superpowers, but are they superpowers that are really worth anything? How much does it really help to have really strong thumbs? So all of those things are kind of combined in this book to tell a really great story. And again, that's called The Mighty Odds by Amy Ignatow. So those are your 5 books for this week, all available on Sora. The other cool thing that Sora is doing is they're offering more checkouts of each book. So hopefully we won't run into the problem of people going to get a book and it already being checked out to someone else. Sora is adding lots of new books all the time, so always keep checking back in. I miss you guys. I wish we were in the library for real, but this will have to do for now. I cannot wait to see you guys when we finally get back to school. Happy reading, guys. Talk to you later.